The first time I did ACL was obviously so special and very memorable, but tonight was, I don't know, it just felt extra explosive, extra special. The excitement and the warmth in the room was just so fun and so extreme, and I just had the best time. It was cool to see, this audience just loving and knowing the words to all these new songs that I'm getting to play. The album is still only a few months old, so it was really exciting for me. It was really fun. My life is crazy busy. Um, I'm like filled to the max with amazing opportunities and lots of things to do. I don't really get to be home that much. I just left for a 2 month ish stretch. And I'm still a newlywed, so I'm navigating the waters of that. Also, navigating the waters of releasing a new record and being really busy. But it's all good. It feels like a very positive time. I just feel really happy to work, put myself out there, and I don't know. I really truly feel happier than ever, and I'm really thankful for that. Golden Hour is a little bit of a different album for me. I just feel like it's the natural progression of things musically for me. Um, it was very important for me to keep the intrinsic parts of my country roots there, interwoven throughout the songs, but also have the freedom and the air to play with tons of other sounds. I love country music with a passion, and but that I also love a bunch of other things too. And going into this record, I was really inspired by people like Sade and the Bee Gees, Neil Young, and I just thought, and even like Daft Punk, I was just like, where is a world where all of these things can live in harmony with my country influences? And going into this record, I was a little frustrated because I was like, I don't want to do the same thing again, and I definitely know that I want to change it up, but I don't know what I want to do. So I honestly just changed up everything, and I got to take my time. I took like a year and a half off to just write and create and get back to the creative space, and I started working with different songwriters, different producers, and coincidentally around that same time, I met my now husband, which completely influenced the entire creative process, and songs just started pouring out. And I don't know, he gave me a perspective on life that I didn't really have before. So that really came out in the songs. But sonically, it's this place where futurism meets traditionalism, where things like pedal steel guitar and banjo can live with vocoder and synth pads. And I really wanted to give some more of an aerial view as a lyricist than having the microscope out on every single lyric and trying to wrap every lyric up in a little bow like I always do. Like, I love a witty lyric. I'm a huge fan of John Prine. But for me, I just think that there's like some other colors that you can paint with as with lyrics, and leave a little bit more up to the listener, which is not something that I've had the courage to do up until now. I definitely feel like I've had kind of a spiritual or a metamorphosis of self, I guess, in the past couple years since I met my husband. I don't know. I just feel like when you're in the wrong relationships, you kind of put the blinders on to the rest of the world and to the goodness that is in other people. And I don't know. I closed myself off a little bit. Trust, you narrow your trust with other people and yourself, and you doubt yourself. And I got kind of in a dark headspace, and he completely lifted that, and everything has changed. So even my songs, and yeah, just kind of I feel like a lighter person, a happier person. And that's why like Butterflies was the first song that I wrote after I met him, and that has kind of become like a little personal totem for me, like a little I don't know, just a meaningful representation of how I feel. There's definite beauty in sadness, and I don't know what that is, but I'm always looking for it. And I don't know, I think that though these new songs are, yes, very happy, there's a certain melancholy or melancholic nature to them that kind of it's like a juxtaposition between the happy and the sad. And I love when those two emotions meet. It's a really weird and special space in emotion, and like there's not really a word to describe that, but I love when those two things come together. So yeah, I guess I'm always kind of searching for beauty in everything. Even if it's an argument that I'm having, I'm like, oh, this, like, I'm getting inspiration from this. Songs, especially country songs, like the true country songs, the great country songs, were about, life of all kinds, even the stuff that was uncomfortable to talk about. So that's all I'm trying to do as a songwriter, is just relay things that have made an impression on me and put them in my songs. And, that's what I think true country music is. I guess I always have had kind of a sense of adventure, but to me, everything is it's worth the risk, the creative risk or whatever you're risking in trying something new. I mean, I just feel like it's so shitty and so complacent when people are like, well, I've had success in this one department, like I'm just going to keep doing that. Like nothing prevails from that. Like movies, food, culture, just nothing thrives in that way. And, but it is scary stepping out on a new branch and going, I'm going to try something new. Some people are probably going to hate it, but that's fine. And, as long as you're happy with it within yourself, then, I mean, it doesn't matter. So I definitely make music and do anything creative for my own self because it makes me feel really good. And then I'm like, if anyone else likes it, cool. That's just kind of icing on the cake. But it's just fun. I'm like, everybody needs to lighten up. I mean, these days, like it's 2018, we don't find music by going to a record store and browsing in categorized, labeled genres. It's not even a thing really anymore. So it's like music is music. I really only see music in two categories, good and bad. Hopefully mine's over here in the good. But yeah, I just wanted to just have fun and explore. And this is what I was really led to make. The people that I respect the most musically and lyrically have just unabashedly, no holds barred, just been themselves and just sung about real life and written about real life. I think about Dolly Parton and, here was a woman who had all of it. She had sex appeal, she had brains, she had humor, she was adorable, but she would grind your balls to the ground if she had to. And she could also write a song. And that was not a thing that was very common, I feel like, especially for women. I feel like you had to kind of fit into one category, and that's not gone from today's, society. So Dolly, Loretta Lynn, I think about the bravery that she had in singing about things like birth control, which seemed like such a benign subject today, but actually got her banned from radio stations, which is absolutely ridiculous. But she kept trucking on, and these people, Willie, whoever, they became icons that we look up to today because they created the new normal, and it just goes to show you that when you're not afraid to take a risk, it may take forever for the general public to catch on, but they eventually will, and you'll be here forever.